Hey Deano, oh buddy, old pal, caught up with a nemesis of yours the other day, Sir Richard Hadlee, and he was talking about how you just poked the bear one series. You keen to elaborate on this?
Yeah, I can, and I'm glad I've got the chance to actually respond because I'm not happy with him.
This is one of the great spells of test bowling by Richard Hadlee.
I used to read your articles as a teenager, and there was an article where you wrote that Martin Crowe and Dean Jones had a bet to whoever would score the most runs would buy the other one a bottle of wine. You also said in that article maybe Deano should have had that bet with you and Chatfield, your number 11.
We'd never played against each other, and Deano was asked a question in the media, what do you think of Hadlee as a bowler? And he said, well, Hadlee's just like any other bowler. So I immediately take that as a challenge before the series has started. So we come here to the Gabba for the first test, and he plays one on. He's out for 2 or 3, not many, and he gets 30 odd not out in the second inning. So let's say it's 1-1. And then we go to Adelaide, and he gets a 3-ball duck and did well to score 0. And nicked him out fairly early on.
Jones was saying well bowled. Not quite certain he realised how well at the time.
These balls nipped and seamed. You know, of course a quality batsman like myself got bat on it. Lesser players would have missed it.
I think I got him again at the MCG in the last test.
Oh, he's got him, he's out to behind, there's no doubt about that. And it's a magnificent ball too.
So I think in test matches, I think I had the wood over him.
He got me out 4 times. Buckingham Palace heard about it and they knighted him. I made him look good. I know I'm his bunny, but you know what? People remind of my batting, but Clem, it was my bowling that worried me.
What do you mean you didn't bowl in Test match cricket?
Oh, I'm glad you brought it up because I was struggling to get him out, and Alan Border, being the smart and shrewd captain, said, Deano, have a bowl. So I tossed one up, and you know the player of my ability, it was fizzing. You could see the seam just almost ripping apart how much revs I had on it. And then he bowled it into the footmarks and he hit it straight to Mike Valletta, who honestly catches balls for a living. He saw it coming to him at cover because I deceived him in guile and bounce and pace. And Mike Valletta looked at me and realised it's off my bowling and deliberately dropped it.
Well, he's done the right thing. You should not have a Test match wicket to your name.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I realised then that my teammates weren't going to catch it for me. So I tossed this one up. He knew, he played for spin. There wasn't any. And it was a front edge, caught and bowled. Next one out, got him for a duck. A duck, so he's my bunny. They talk about great all-rounders. Pretty easy for me.
Deano's claim to fame is that I am his only test wicket. So he can dine out on that as revenge, if you like. But we see each other regularly and we have some good banter on it.
He was pretty good at test cricket, yeah. You know, I must admit he got me out for a living. One day is a bit different though. Had a bit of fun with him as well. But can I just finish up with this? I smashed him during this one day, in his last one-day match ever. It was at Auckland, it was the final, and we won. And we ran off the ground. People coming onto the ground, I went straight down the race and I followed him and just sledged him. And I walked in the room. The room was empty. And I looked at him and he's got a beer and he's got, Deano, you want a beer? And I said, congratulations, great career, mate, well done. And I sat there with my pads on for another hour and a half, just talking about the great times. He was a special bowler. He could bowl it into a handkerchief on a length. That was his strength. He could swing it away, he could nip it back, got in real close. He just knew where batsmen's weaknesses was. He never gave you a half volley. He never ever gave you much of a bouncer. But I'll tell you what people forget. He bowled 140 clicks. He hit your bat really, really hard. Didn't sledge. I wasn't in long enough to sledge him, sadly. But I tell you what, he is up there with one of the greats.
Boy, what a spell this is turning out to be. Richard Hadlee is bowling magnificently.